I know. Yep. It's a journey.
You're a busy bee today.
Yeah, that's fine though. It's honestly better to get them all done at once. Like hair and makeup only one time on the
Right?
weekend.
Did you film earlier today?
No, because I was like, I need to not film and be on lives and like
Oh, okay.
I want my voice to be there.
Yeah. I would have
I
just
took pictures earlier today of like merch stuff I had.
I was like, if I'm doing my hair and makeup, I'm getting a lot of stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me
Yeah, I did some reels and like posts for Instagram later in the week.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Is this show live for you?
I'm looking right now. Let's see. Yes, it just did.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Because it wasn't showing on mine. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our historical live show.
Our wrap up.
Yep, our wrap up. We're going to talk about the group book. We're going to talk about what we read, what's our favorite, all of that. Hi, Crystal.
Hello.
Say hi, you're here. Oh, it's hot. Sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear my air. Christy said she couldn't, but it's hot. Okay, it's the first day of fall, but it's 90 degrees here. It was 94 today.
Oof, no, not it.
Not it. Not it. Hi, Natalie.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I guess we'll start with how many books did we read? I know I'm in the middle of one. I have like an hour and a half left of listening time, which I will definitely get through before tonight.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. But that'll be my fifth book, so I would have read 5 books for this reading.
Yeah, I like it. I'm at same, like I'm in the middle of my last one, so I finished 7, and then I have that one will be 8 once I finish it later tonight. Yeah.
And you were like, I don't know
those
if
audios
9.
Well, because honestly, like the previous week, if that would have been the case, I wouldn't have been able to get through so many books. This week just worked out perfectly, thankfully, that I could just, and I had them all in audio, so like that helped too. Like all the library holds came in. It was good.
All mine had like the holds available, like I could borrow them at any time because I looked like 2 weeks ago to make sure. But if I had to physically read any of these books, I don't think I would have gotten through as many.
Oh no, yeah.
I read 3 and I've noticed I can't read the yep.
I feel you there.
Yeah. We were me and Jess just recorded a podcast episode yesterday. Yesterday. I was like, what date is it? Yeah. But we were talking about like getting into a slump, and I was like, if I read the same like genre or subgenre, it'll put me like in a what mood, like nothing's good. But for this readathon, I blended like fantasy, mystery, World War I, World War II, like different areas, so I didn't get like bored of them, if that makes sense.
Same. Yeah, I had to do the same because that'll happen to me as well. Like if I read, then I start comparing them to each other as well. And even though it might be a great book, it didn't hit like as well as the last one, and so it can be kind of hard. But it was nice with especially like the mystery ones. I saved my fantasy historical fiction till last, and like that's the one I wasn't really feeling, and also that reads kind of going the same way. So I'm like,
yeah, I'm reading my historical fantasy. So what's the title? Oh, I forgot the title. What's the title of yours that you're reading?
Well, actually, the one I was going to read, that audio actually got returned because I thought I had longer and I couldn't get to it. But the Mortal Follies by Alexis Hall is sapphic, historical, but it has magical fantasy elements. So I'm using that one for the fantasy.
How far are you into it?
I think about 45-ish%, like about halfway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm at like, I don't think it's a long audiobook for this one. So I have... Thankfully, though, their accents aren't like heavy at all, so I can listen at 3 times speed, which is easy. Like I like the narrators; like they do a really good job. But I am 66% through.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm not loving it as much as I loved the other duet, which is sad because I really like her writing. But it's more like YA historical fantasy.
Oh.
So there's some parts where I'm like cringing at their dialogue. I'm like,
I know. Yeah, that's like the one that I'm reading. It's like I'm just not. It might not just be the right time right now. So I'm like, do I soft DNF it and like set it aside for now and come back to it because I want to like it and I love Alexis Hall's writing. Like, I don't know.
You know what? I might do that with mine.
Yeah.
So I mean, technically,
like I want to give it a chance.
Yeah. I might do that because I love this cover and I have the second book and I want to read it like at a good time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I might DNF it. So technically I've gone through 4 books. So I'll post my wrap up after the readathon, but I've gone through 4 books, which for me, 4 books in 7 days is like, for what I've been reading.
That is good, yeah.
So I'm so happy with that. What was your favorite read of the readathon?
So I had 2 favorites, and the first, one of them was, I already talked about it, but the Chanel Clayton, like, what is it called? Last Year in Havana?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one, really good. I want to continue on with that whole series now because that was my first read by her. And then the other one was Homegoing by Ya Jessie, I believe is the name. That one, so good and like so powerful. And I wish I hadn't put it off for like as long as I did. It was so good. So those 2 are my favorites.
Yeah, I had 2. I brought all my books. I had to run downstairs before the readathon because I was like, I have all my physical books. I'm so happy. I got through like 4 books that have been on my shelf for forever, which I'm so happy about.
Oh, that's nice.
So my second favorite was Angels of Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
This one was so good, but it was very raw. So it was like very like she did not hold back with like what these 2 girls had to do. Basically, they're known as like the Angels of the Resistance, but in the Netherlands, which I find that interesting because I've read this kind of like resistance type historical, but in other countries like Italy or Germany, like where non-Jewish people were helping to get Jewish people out safely. But they were basically doing this in the Netherlands. Or like, for example, they have to go on this mission and they're saving an RAF pilot who crash landed and went into hiding. And so now they're trying to get him out of Nazi-occupied Netherlands. So, oh my God. So yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars because I compare this to The Flight Girls by her. And that one like blown out of the water. But this one was actually like really raw and like the girls are like at the time, it's from when they're 14, 15, 16 to like 17, 18, 19.
Oh, okay.
So it's like really like a pivotal moment of their life and what they have to do. It was really hard to read at some points. I was like, oh wow. But my favorite.
Yeah.
The Girls Flight. I love this.
So good. I love that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's Lorraine Heath. Like, I knew it was going to be good. Oh, but she's just an amazing writer with the romance. There's no romance really in the Angels. There kind of is, but it's not like the forefront at all. Like, that's not what kept me reading. It was like the girls, the sisters, what they had to go through. Yeah. And all of that. So, yeah, those were good.
That Noelle Salazar one, the cover is really pretty too. Like, I like that cover for that one.
Yeah, the Flight Girls too has a really pretty cover. I realized that she has a brand new book coming out November 5th.
I was going to say that.
I did. So I know she releases every year, and I know the one that released in 2023 was like a Jazz Age one. So I put that on my TBR, but then I was like, oh, it's 2024. She should be having one coming out soon. And I looked it up, and what is it called? I just lost it.
Yeah, The Lies We Leave Behind.
Yes, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. When you had posted that one was like 4.5 stars for you. And like last night when I was like, I need to read that author already, I looked her up because I was like, how much of a backlist does she have for like future books for us or something? And then I saw she has a new one at the end of the year and I was like, ooh.
Yep. Oh,
and that one,
somewhere
it looks good. Like
Pacific. Oh, she's a flight nurse who travels back and forth from the front to rescue wounded soldiers. Interesting. Is this going to be our November pick?
I was going to say, I feel like it's going to have to be.
I mean, I love her. She's so good.
Yeah, it looks good.
I do like the covers.
That's what I did like about this readathon. Like a lot of these authors were new to me authors that I got to finally read that have been on my TBR for forever. So I feel like now I have more I want to pick up by a lot of these.
Yeah, like Adriana Herrera was a new author to me. Like I've heard of her, and I know she has historical romances and like other contemporaries, I think. But this was the first time I read. Chloe Gong was like a new. I mean, I like her writing, but it's been a couple years since I read her books. Noelle Salazar is so good. This was Lorraine Heath's first historical fiction, so I wanted to read that one. And then The Rose Code was just backlist. But my goal for this one was really to read backlist books on my shelves. Yeah, because I have like 2 shelves that was full of them. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy.
I feel like it was super productive.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 6 books is good. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you have any favorites?
You hit all the prompts, didn't you?
Minus the fantasy one, because that was the read I'm currently reading. Yeah. But I'm okay with that.
So in the comments, let us know what your favorite read of the Readathon was. I would love to know. And if you have any recs for us.
Yeah, I was already making a list from all the ones from like the reading sprints that people were throwing out there. I was like, okay, I have a whole list. I need to go do some Libby holds. Like,
yeah,
I'm just.
Yeah. I was scared. I wanted to read the Nightingale, but like, I'm just scared.
Yeah, hers are heavy and a lot.
What I think, I was telling Christy, you guys in the comments before we went live, that I was scanning all of my library books. Like, I'm doing a video of me scanning all of them, but then I want to do like a every unread book on my shelf video, where I put them all in like a jar, kind of like a TBR jar, but I put titles and it's like you have to read it or you unhaul it.
Oh, that's fun. A little challenge.
Yeah, because I seen Riley do kind of that like similar thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've been wanting to do that, but I'm like, do I really have time to sit there and put every unread book? But if I put it into like a spreadsheet, it's easier just to like pull it that way.
True.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, yes. That was one that I grabbed during the sprints, I think it was mentioned.
I like see the titles and I'm like, did I put this on my TBR? We were promised. Oh, yes.
By Ashton, yeah. Yep.
Girls of Flight City, First World War II book that took place in the U.S. Another one that really is similar to the Girls of Flight City in the way that it's like a woman being in the military, quote unquote, and like training people, but they never really got their recognition, was The Flight Girls by Noelle Salazar. That one took place where she's actually at Pearl Harbor when Pearl Harbor is bombed. And that one has a pretty heavy romance subplot too, with like the friendship. So that one was different because she trained different people than like the Girls in Flight City of who they trained, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
The Girl from Greenwich Street. I feel like my TBR is just getting longer and longer and longer.
I know. I think I have read that author before. I think they did The English Wife, I want to say. Which was a kind of mystery one.
Oh yeah, the cover definitely looks like a mystery.
Yeah.
America's First Murder Trial?
Oh, this, yeah. With Hamilton and Burr. This is like, okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Is that the one they talk about during their little musical song when they're on doing a trial against each other?
You know, I've never seen Hamilton.
What? Shocking.
No, I wanted to. So they came to Atlanta, but it wasn't the original, because Brandon really wanted to see it, but it wasn't the original cast. And so he was like, I have heard so many good things about the original cast. I feel like if I see
like, you haven't even watched the like recording on Disney Plus?
No. What? Maybe we will. Me and Brandon, we watch stuff like that. So sometimes we forget like
I actually watched some like historical fiction this week too. Like when I watched Hacksaw Ridge and stuff, and what else did I watch? The Imitation Game, because it really reminded me of the whole like Enigma thing that they were working on with the Rose in the Rose Code. So I was like, I'm just immersing myself in the genre this week.
See, we were watching a documentary series on Netflix. It was about the Cold War, like start to finish, and all the like little pieces of it, like when Japan joined in and how they played in China, like the Tiananmen Square. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so. Maybe.
The Tiananmen. I don't know. It's the square where like they had tanks in China and they like just killed the Chinese people, and like instead of like they were peacefully protesting basically. But we were watching that for the longest time. And this week we just switched to like a murder true crime thing. So we finished watching that last week. Oh yeah. Hi, Lizelle. Hey, Daphne. Wait, aren't you still in Europe? I thought she was still in Europe. It's very late over there for you, right? Or maybe she was just posting pictures since she got back. Yeah, we're gonna dive into the Rose Code and chat about it because we both have a lot of thoughts. But
yeah,
The Huntress. Oh, that's another one of Kate Quinn's books. It's The Huntress, the Alice Network, and then she has like a couple of backlisted books. But
yeah, those are the two that are on my radar from her.
I have I bought the paperback of the Alice Network at my used bookstore.
You do?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll convince Brandon to watch it.
Yeah, because the Disney Plus like version at least has the original cast, like it's a recording.
Okay.
But yeah,
I love Kate Winslet. Okay,
me too.
That's why I'm looking up what this movie is. Like, how have I not seen it? Oh, shit. Didn't do that.
And like she's been in a lot of like historical shows, which it's funny, like certain actors or actresses are in a ton of like period pieces and they just work so well in those, I feel like.
Oh, it came out in 2002.
Yeah, she looks so young.
That's why I was like,
watch this too.
Interesting.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, but they're the code breakers at Betchley. I call it Betchley, at Betchley Park. Interesting. I enjoyed the Rose Code more than the Briar Club. Okay, we can shift to the Rose Code discussion.
Yeah.
On that one, but what did you end up giving it?
I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, but I rounded up to 4. And I actually liked Briar Club more than this one.
That's why I find interesting. Which one, Holly, did you read first? Did you read the Briar Club first, or did you read the Rose Code first? Her titles are very similar.
Yeah.
Which one did you read first? I'm very interested. I also gave it 3.5 stars. And I liked the Briar Club more. In the comments, let us know what you rated it and which one. If you read both, let us know which one you liked more.
Yeah. Which I know for both of us, like the Briar Club was our first read from her. So I wonder if that's why. Because, I mean, this wasn't bad. It just, there were parts of it I really, really liked. And then I feel like in the middle, it kind of got muddled with so many plot lines that it kind of took away from the overall story, for me at least.
No, I 100% agree. And I don't know if it's because like we started with like a newer book by her, and you know, like authors obviously get better and better and better as they write. Like obviously. So I wonder if we just started with a newer one, and then when did this? I feel like this wasn't published that long ago, though.
I know. Let's see.
2001. Well, my paperback's 2001. So it's not too long ago.
That's actually older than I thought it was.
I didn't read the Briar Club, but I gave 5 stars to the Rose Club. Okay. Okay, 4.5 stars to the Rose Code, and I've not read. Interesting. Interesting.
Very interesting.
The way. I mean, did you vlog this week? Will you have a vlog?
No.
Oh, you didn't vlog.
I'm gonna do like a wrap up because I was just like, I just wanted to watch stuff and read stuff. So if I would have vlogged, I feel like it would have gone through less.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna do a wrap up at the end.
Okay, I did vlog, but I said in my vlog when I was talking about the Rose Code, and we talked about this after sprints when I was reading, or while we were in the middle of reading it, that it was just a very dense book.
Yes.
Hardcore dense and dense, and I think that the different POVs, how they were just all mixed together, and there was no structure to them, and the back and forth from times really messed me up.
Yeah.
Okay, Holly read.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Because I mean, her writing is good. I love her writing, and even giving it like 3.5 stars, like I'd still want to pick up all the other books from her, like The Huntress and the Alice Network. But I don't know, just something in the middle. Because I really liked. I know Lizelle and a couple of people said the beginning wasn't it for them, but like the beginning I liked, and the end I liked. It was just the middle that I had a hard time with.
Mine is a 3, like rated 3 stars, but it's actually a 3.5. Like for me, the ending or the beginning was hard for me to kind of get a handle of like what was going on, because it was kind of chaotic. Like you're thrown into it, you're going back and forth between the time periods. So I was kind of putting together like, what the hell is happening with these 3 women, past and present, or in the 40s and then 47. In the middle, I was like, okay, like we found they have love interest. We figure out like they're doing their day-to-day thing, which was boring, but like still kept my attention. And then we got to the end, and I just felt like there were some things with the end and the friendship. I was like, this kind of came out of nowhere, you know, like.
Oh, so we liked different parts of it then. We got the same rating, but we liked different parts.
Yeah, it was very, very weird. I don't know. But I don't know, like, because Beth is supposed to, like, her mind is chaotic, and that's the reason why she can, like, do what she does. And, you know, like, she's in the asylum and all this stuff like that. And I don't know if that's how she wrote it to be, that it is supposed to be chaotic like that, because their minds are chaotic. I don't know. Yeah. But then I compare it to the Briar Club, right? And we are structured with the time and counting down to when the actual murder happened, and we're seeing glimpses of each person's life counting down. It was just structured very well for me, and it worked for me. This one was like dense, all over the place, a lot to keep track of. That's the best I can say.
Which I liked the characters more in the Briar Club as well. So I think that was why I enjoyed them more, as well as like that one just starts off and like I feel like we didn't know what we were getting into. So then when it was like that mystery and like a murder mystery, we were like a body, like what? Yeah. It immediately grips you.
Yeah. But with this, I was like, I didn't particularly care for any character other than Beth.
No. Same.
Yes. Like the mystery of like the who did it, like basically who's the traitor. I wasn't like, ooh, oh my God, you know?
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Right.
I'm like, oh, makes sense. Like, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I will say this is spoilers if you haven't read it. If you want to be spoiled, we might talk spoilers. I was not expecting that to be Osla's fiance though. Osla?
No.
Osla?
Yeah.
That took me by surprise. I was like, what? That's when things kind of gotten crazy. Like it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then they just
I had to go backwards on the audio when that happened. I was like, wait, what? Who just said that? Like
But it was one of those things where it just like the ending felt like rushed. Like she had to put it all together. Like, why would they help Beth out? But then when Beth tells them, oh, I figured this out, and that's her fiance who she's been with for a couple of years, you think like she's gonna give pushback, but she didn't.
Right.
And I was like, why didn't you give pushback? I was like, you put her there. Like you put her there. You helped get her to the asylum. Like I don't know. Oh, see, I never thought that. I felt bad that he, like Beth and her like love interest, what was his name? Harry?
Yeah.
I think it was Harry.
I think so. Yeah.
I felt so bad for him, his wife, and his child, because his child had polio at such a young age, and he was like in those braces and stuff. And I was like, oh, they love each other's minds so much, but like he's that was sad.
I know.
I didn't know what other parts you like felt like dragged a little bit too much, or that really stood out to you.
Well, honestly, like the author's note at the end, I was telling you in the reading sprints, I think the author's note I really liked, like all of the history and like the people that it was kind of based off of and like some real life things. Like I feel like she did that also in the Briar Club, like who people were inspired by. And so like that, I think that's why I liked the ending, because like, yeah, the parts about it slowing down after the asylum situation, the whole like lobotomy almost thing, like after that it does slow down, but like the author's note just like hooked me again and got me intrigued. Like I wanted to read kind of like her historical notes instead of the book, you know?
I didn't read the author note. I never went back and read it. So
yeah.
Which maybe I should. Maybe I'll
interesting.
Some more insight. I mean, I do think like she's an amazing writer. There's no doubt about that. But I think it was more so the structure. I think it just did, like when I'm nitpicky about it, like narrow in on what it was for me. I think it was the structure.
Yes, I want to read those as well.
Same, Holly.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, mhm.
okay, I forgot about this part. This one did get me because
Yeah.
I was like, this is not happening. Like, this cannot be happening. Like, I just felt so bad. Oh my God.
Mhm.
But it
Yeah.
also was like, because of this, she blamed Beth for not telling her what was happening. She blamed Asla for being the one to like not watch her daughter and stuff like that. And when he like picked her up and was walking around, like, oh, she's fine, it's fine. And then they like that thing
Mhm.
fell on them. I was like,
I know.
hit
And
me in
that's
the
why at first I was like, "Wait, did they both go or was it just one of them?" And then I had to, like, listen to that part when they were talking about, kind of after the whole funeral situation or whatever, like, that it was both of them.
yeah. Was she like, is that like what it's supposed to represent? Because I do know in Kelly Rimmer, in
Oh,
the
mhm.
things we cannot say, she has an autistic son that's on the spectrum in like the now time. Um, but like it
Yeah.
shows how hard it is like as a mother, like
Mhm.
to that struggles with like having a son and living the day-to-day life and stuff like that. And like her trying to go figure out her family history, like she has to leave her son for a time and that's hard, and she feels guilt over that. So it's interesting, but that was said in like the author's note that it was because like she meant to put that in there. So I wonder
Right.
if she is on the was that in the author's note? Do you know?
That's what I'm looking at because I don't remember that part, but then again,
Okay.
I was, like, paying attention to the actual, like, historical
Oh, okay.
figures. I don't think she talks about it. That's what I'm just looking at the Beth part.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Because she talks about, like, there was a nameless code breaker confined to an asylum, but let me see. Hmm.
Very interesting if that was true. I mean,
Mhm.
like, obviously historical times, if there was any like kind of like any
Right.
mental disorder at all, there was no
They didn't
natural
have any.
remedy
Yeah.
for it.
Mhm.
Hello, welcome. We're just chatting in the Rose Code and our thoughts about that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do find that interesting. Yeah, Maybell, what's her name, right? Mab or whatever. She was like
Map. Yeah.
so hard to try and like create a life that she just like wanted, and I think that's what
Mhm.
got me, because she had that with Francis Gray, which the way that they met when she like insulted his poetry made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But that was heartbreaking to read because she had everything. But then her husband, you see later on in the book, like in the now time, the 1947s,
Mhm.
you find out he was part of like the Bletchley Park thing, but he was working on a
Yeah.
different side of it.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting because that was in, like, the author's note about how there really were couples like that which is so interesting, like, that whole, like, secrecy of it, and, like, that there's still stuff today, like, unknown about what was going on there, and, like, a
Yep.
married couple who was literally going to the same place every day, and they didn't realize till years later in their marriage that they worked at the same place the whole time. I was like, that's just wild to, like, think about, you know?
Yeah. There was also,
Yeah.
I felt bad when was it Francis or Harry? I think it was Harry, when they walk in somewhere and they're like, oh, I don't even want to serve
Oh,
you. Like, you're a young man, you're capable, you're not serving.
yeah.
And he like literally cannot say why,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
and what he's doing, but he's like being like very, like important, like such an integral
Yeah.
part to like
Mhm.
breaking the code and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that part got to me as well because I was like, yeah, I didn't really ever think about that. But like in the author's note again, she talks about that and how men at the time were like harassed by the public, even their friends and family who were like, how dare you not serve? and sign up. And they're like, I literally can't say anything about it, but like, I already am like doing stuff for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I didn't think about them like getting harassed like that, because people would be like, why aren't you, signing up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like that moment of happiness was like perfection to her. And that was like, after everything she went through, it's like that was taken away.
Right.
And even the whole like secrecy of her having a daughter, where everyone thought it was just her sister, I was surprised by that too. So there was like other parts of like the story that was more shocking than like the who was it at the end,
I agree. Yeah. Same.
But also, I find it so weird because Osla had like a thing with like Prince Philip. And I just think of Prince Philip being like Prince Philip now. And I was like, he's not that interesting. Like, why would you want? I don't know. I was just, the whole time I was reading the book, all I kept picturing was like Prince Philip now, or well, he passed away, but like when he was alive,
Right.
I was like, no. Yep. But also he was
wild.
I think there was some like racism towards him too, because he was darker skin color. And I know I just saw in the author's note that she said he was in like Egyptian blended descent, like Egyptian something. It was like based off a true story of someone who was. And I find that interesting that she was able to put that in there, that people also was like, harping on the fact that he's a capable young man, not in the war, but even though he kind of is doing his own thing, but also at the same time, he was being judged for his skin color.
Right.
It's hard. The heart wants what the heart wants. I mean, true, but I would have never thought she would have been honing in on Prince Philip, man.
I know. The whole part with like the countdown to the royal wedding, and I was like, wait, what? Like, that's the Philip we're talking about right now?
Like at first I had to Google it. Like I Googled it because I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. Is this?
Well, because like when they called her, like the Lilibet thing or whatever he called her, and I was like, wait a minute, like, oh, this is like the royals are involved, because I wasn't expecting that like going into this book.
Well, I didn't know that Prince Philip was of Greece. Like I know he's from Edinburgh, like he's the Duke of Edinburgh or whatever he was. So that's why I was confused when they said Prince Philip of Greece, and I was like, oh, it's a different Prince Philip. Like Philip is.
I thought he was from Germany.
No, I thought it was Greece. I could be wrong.
Is it?
But I was just like, wait, is it the same? Once they brought up Elizabeth and the royal, I was like, is this the same Prince Philip? This is weird. I was like, wait, did he get married during the 40s? Like, I couldn't even. I had to Google it and fact check it. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Not my favorite part of the story.
Which I always feel kind of strange when, like, obviously there are people in history, but it always is kind of weird to me when like real people are in like books. It just feels like in fictionalized versions of a story, it always feels kind of like off to me.
There was oh my gosh, this is when I first had Kindle Unlimited, and I realized that you could do free to listen and read and listen in KU. And it was when I was not on BookTube, not like I was going to the office every day, like 2018, 2019. And I read this one book, and it was great. It was about Grace Kelly, kind of how she was in the background, like she was a figure that our female character interacted with. And I liked that part of it. Like that, those kind of interactions of real people where you get like a glimpse of them in the story. And they're there for like, she made perfume in Italy, I think. I'm in a live show, Ben. Oh my gosh. Missy. She doesn't want me. She wants to sniff all of my stuff in my library. Can you get her out?
You tell her.
Oh my God, Missy. Hi. Hi, do you want to say hi? Come here. You want to say hi to the people? Not my books. Not my books. Not my books. I'm sorry.
I just see the shadow of her tail wagging.
Come here. She doesn't want to. She wants to. It's fine. She wants to sniff everything. You can leave her in here. You can leave her in here. No. Hi. Have an interruption. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay. She just wants to stay. Hi. Yes, you girl. I had to take stickers off of some of my books to scan them because like they put the code like on underneath, and I would put the stickers down, and I looked, and she ate a pile of like the stickers.
Oh no.
She was in the house doing that. I was like, Macy, come on, man. Anyway, I like
it wasn't the books, but
yeah, thankfully it wasn't the books. But yeah, no, I like glimpses of like real people. So like if Prince Philip was just like a passing figure that she previously had a relationship
in the background.
Yeah, I feel like I would have liked it more, but it was like the continuation thing. I was like, girl, just let him go.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Let him go.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite read?
I think it was one of the mystery ones I read.
You read a lot of
Yeah. It was The Rose Arbor by Reese Bowen. And that one was on Kindle Unlimited. And so I don't know. Yeah, that one was, I liked the author's writing. I just didn't like the story. Like it was very boring. But the other mystery I read was really good. And it's on KU with Read and Listen, which is the last, I always get the title wrong. Let me see what it was called. I think it's The Last Secret of Lily Adams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one was really good. And it's like the author's debut. And it was on like the Read and Listen feature. And like that one was the one with like Hollywood's golden age. And it's like one of the main character, like we're in modern day. And then she's talking about her grandmother's history and past and like all of that. And like there was a murder mystery that never got solved during that time. And that one was really good.
That gives the 7 Lives of Evelyn Hugo.
Yes. That's what it was. Yeah, it was giving me those vibes.
I love that book. Oh, that's such a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I could have read some Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't physically have any of her books. I don't think I do.
I love her stuff.
I have to catch up on some of her stuff in the back, like her backlist.
Yeah, she has a lot of historical fictions as well.
Yeah. I've read a couple. I read that one, The Seventh Husbands. Oh my gosh.
Daisy Jones.
Daisy Jones. Oh, I do have that one. I lied. I did like that one.
Mm-hmm. Which was your least favorite?
Of the Readathon? Well, the fantasy that I'm reading now. It's not my favorite.
Oh yeah. True about my current one too, yeah.
But actually, if I take away that one, the Rose Code was my least like rated. Because the Adriana Herrera I gave 4 stars. I liked it. April actually messaged me and she said the second book the Sapphic one was better. Like it gets better.
Yeah.
Good.
I like the second one more too.
Yeah. But I liked her because she was like an independent woman, but she realized that like society, the way she needs to do things is that sometimes you have to have like a man's help, and she just so happens to find this like person that she could be in a marriage of convenience with, attractive, and like he's helpful and not like a normal man in that time. Like he's forward progressive thinking. So I liked that part of it. It was fun. Like it was a fun read. It was cute. But yeah, so far, I mean, I got a 5-star out of it, like out of the Readathon, and I'm happy with that. So
me too, yeah. My only 5-star for the month so far.
I'm actually not too burnt out on historical fiction. Like I might actually like pick up another one, which the other 2 that I have, they're both set in World War II. So they're just other countries in World War II. And then The Nightingale, which I think that's World War II. I think that one is.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I might continue to read some as well, because like some of those audio holds that I put in like during the reading sprints like have already come in, and so I'm like, and especially the Chanel Clayton series, like those are all available to just grab, and like I really want to continue on with those too.
Oh yeah, Chanel Clayton. Oh, Lizelle said she cried at Girls of Flight City, and The Nightingale, and I'm really liking Lovely War. I love Lovely War. I feel like because I read it, it was one of my first like true historical fictions I read, like historical fiction, the fantasy type thing. I probably, if I would have read it now, I probably would feel differently, you know, because I've read so many, but it's still a really good story.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one. Once you were describing it to me, like I had no idea that. I thought it was just historical fiction, like World War I, World War II era, like that was it. I didn't know it had that like fantastical or like Greek mythology type kind of inspiration with it. That's interesting.
So I think the 2 couples, how they're connected a little bit is like they're both like, you know, in World War I, women would go and like play piano at like a base or during like, you know, where a bunch of different like not crews, but they're like squadrons are, you know what I'm talking about? So like she would go play piano. So that's one of the girls, and she meets this guy, and she meets him before she goes, and they just so happen to meet up, and he gets, I don't want to give too much away, but like something happens to him in the war and they have to like deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other one, she's also the other couple, she's also a female character that is like helping out on like base and stuff like that. And she starts to fall in love with an American because she's like European, an American who is Black. And it deals with the racism that happens in the military. That was very hard. There was a part I will still think about, but it was very hard to read. Like it was hard. So it's a lot of like important things that like really made me emotional. You know what I mean? Because it's still very prevalent now. And it just like really got me. Nisi, stop eating my carpet. She's eating my rug. So it's like moving my table. Hey, stop it. Between Shades of Grey is really good by Readathon. I really liked that one. Come on, stop it. The Night. I mean, I feel like a lot of people who read The Nightingale really like it. So, Last Train to Key West was really good. Yeah.
I think that's a third one, maybe.
Yeah, I skipped the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't read, I think, the fourth or fifth one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I haven't listened to the
audio. For Lovely War.
Book. Yeah, I physically read it because I had the book, but I'm very interested in the audio, who the narrators are. Easy. I would say this was a success. This was a success, though. It's a lot of S's.
I think so too. Yeah.
We should definitely do it again, though.
I know. I was gonna say we should have another one in the future sometime.
Yeah. We'll definitely. I feel like we're probably gonna pick for October a historical fiction book.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot.
Probably for the rest of the year, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of recs for that, but what is gonna be your read that you're picking up when you're done? If you don't soft DNF, or if you do.
So I already started one because last night I was like, okay, I need something like an ebook. So I started that Wolf by Paisley, whatever. Yeah.
I'm literally starting that tonight. That's going to be my physical read tonight. Yes.
Yep. I started that.
How I was like, okay, that
cover. Oh, like 20% in. Yeah. Cause like I need something dark. I need some MC, and like the cover alone, like sold. So good.
When she put that cover reveal out, I was like, I don't even care what this book is about. Like, I will read it.
I know. Yeah. Which I guess she used the same cover designer that did Bourbon and Lies, which I love that cover vibe too. So I was like, that cover designer needs to keep doing more books because I love that whole look.
Are you liking it so far? Okay.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Yeah. So far, so good.
I was like, okay, is Christy going to like it? Is she going to hate it? Because I usually
I'm liking it so far. Yeah. Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, that'll be my next physical read is Wolf. Is it Wolf E? I say Wolf E.
I know. That's what I said too before reading it. But like his last name is just Wolf, like with the E on there, not the like dot in between. Like that's his last name. So I'm like, so it's just Wolf. But like I don't get why the title has it with the dot in between right now. So yeah.
Maybe that will mean something. I don't know. Have you ever read anything by her?
Yeah. No, because her other one, I had seen it a ton on like Instagram, that like Holding the Reins or Holding the Rope or like something, like some other Western one. And I was like, oh, it kind of reminded me of like a couple other kind of similars at the same time. So I was like, never picked it up. But this one, I was like, yes.
Missy, I wish I could show you right now. Missy is half under the like couch that I have.
She could fit under there?
Yeah, it's a decent, like it's a futon, so you can lay it down.
Oh, like okay.
Thing, but
yeah,
she's like sprawled out underneath it. I'm like, what are you doing? Missy, come here. Missy, Missy, what is it? Come here. Oh, now she's stuck. There we go. What are you doing? You come here. Yeah, I know you were eating something under there. Don't know what it is.
Did they go out somewhere? Like when she came back in? Missy and Brandon. Oh.
She's been sitting in here the whole time. She's been chewing on my rug. It's like a shaggy. It's not shag, but it's like
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, your pink one.
It's white. The one in here is white. The one in my loft is.
Oh,
pink.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna read. I'm going to finish Ruthless. Oh, yay. I love that one too. Holding the Reins. This is the one with the pink boot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my next audiobook is going to be The Spell Shop for our live show.
Oh, yeah. Same.
On Wednesday. I know you read so quick, but I'm like, could take me a little bit of time. So, yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. I've seen people read it recently, like whether it was for our book club or not. I just saw people on Instagram reading and rating it, and they thought it was so cute. Like it was 4.5, 5 stars. And I'm like, yes. Yeah. Makes me so excited now. You see? I have to get her out of my office. But this was a successful readathon. I guess we can end it here if you don't have anything else to chat about.
Yeah. I know. It was fun. I liked this. Got a ton of more recs from everybody. Like, it was fun.
Yeah. We got to do reading sprints. We got to do get more recs. Got to read some books that we've been having on our TBR
off for too long.
Yeah. Yes. Got more recs to add to that TBR, so we're back where it was.
Yeah. Which I feel like it just got me inspired to pick up more too. Like all the other ones I've been putting off and like these new ones, I'm like, okay, I need to get to them sooner than later.
For sure.
Yep.
Thank you for joining.
Yay.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much. We'll definitely do this again every couple of months. I feel like maybe probably like after the new year. It'd be really good.
I think so too.
Yeah. But you can join us for our Leave It to the Pros book club live show on Christy's channel on Wednesday.
Yes. Is it 8 EST? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably. 8 p.m. EST, where will be the Spell Shop, which we're very excited about. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.